The deep blue of the Pacific Ocean stretched endlessly. Waves rolled and sparkled under the morning sun, while far below, silence ruled. The Earth Navy had sent a small team on a routine sonar mission. Commander Jack Hill stood on the deck of the ship, watching the waves, his eyes sharp and calm. Beside him, Engineer Ben Carter checked the sonar readings, while Science Officer Lisa Morrow observed the instruments with curiosity. The mission was simple: search for anomalies in the deep ocean floor. Nobody expected to find anything unusual. "We've got something," Ben said, pointing at the sonar screen. A dark, solid shape appeared, unlike anything they had seen before. It was huge, resting silently on the ocean floor, and it seemed too structured to be natural. Jack frowned. "What is that?" he asked, more to himself than anyone else. Lisa leaned closer, studying the shape. The team quickly adjusted the equipment to get better images. As the days passed, they realized the object was massive. The hull looked smooth, but strong, like metal they had never seen before. It did not rust. It had strange lines running across its surface, almost like writing, but nobody could read it. Jack contacted headquarters, and soon the decision was made. A recovery mission would be sent. The Navy prepared a small crew for deep-sea operations. Submersibles, cranes, and specialized teams were deployed. Jack, Ben, and Lisa were part of the team chosen to go closest to the object. The first dive was tense. The submersible lights cut through the dark, revealing more of the strange ship. It was enormous, wider than any modern Navy vessel. As they approached, the surface of the craft seemed to shimmer under the water. Ben reached out to touch the hull, amazed. It felt alive. Not warm, but not cold, like it remembered something. "This is incredible," Ben whispered. Lisa took notes, documenting every detail. She noticed strange symbols along the sides of the ship. They glowed faintly when touched by the submersible lights. "What do you think it is?" Jack asked, though he already had a growing suspicion. "I don't know," Lisa admitted. "But this could change everything we know about human history." The recovery took days. The object was attached to heavy cables and slowly lifted to the surface. Every movement of the ship sent waves rolling, but the craft remained perfectly intact. The Navy worked carefully, making sure not to damage it. News of the operation was kept secret. The world had no idea that something extraordinary was rising from the ocean depths. Once the ship reached the surface, it was clear it was not like any Earth vessel. It was sleek and silent, with no visible engines or propellers. Jack walked along its side, marveling at the craftsmanship. "Who built this?" he muttered. Ben shrugged, unable to find an answer. Lisa stared at the symbols again, wondering if they contained knowledge beyond human understanding. As night fell, strange things began to happen. The ship started emitting faint pulses of energy. Lights flickered on its surface, forming patterns that no human could recognize. The Navy scientists were alarmed, but fascinated. The pulses were not harmful, but they seemed intentional, as if the ship was alive in some way. Jack ordered the team to observe closely. The next morning, Claire Donovan arrived. She was a civilian expert in ancient technology and alien systems. She had been contacted in secret by the Navy after her previous work with advanced machines. When she saw the craft, she could not hide her excitement. "This isn't just old," she said. "It's ancient, older than any human civilization. And yet, it's perfectly preserved." Jack briefed her on what they had found so far. "The ship is emitting energy, but we don't know why. The symbols might be important. We need to study it carefully before attempting to open it." Claire nodded. She walked along the ship's hull, her fingers brushing the strange, glowing lines. "It almost feels like it's waiting for something," she said softly. Or someone. Weeks passed as the Navy and scientists worked together. The ship's energy pulses grew stronger, almost like it was alive. Jack often stayed up late, watching the patterns, thinking about the mysteries beneath the waves. Ben worked tirelessly to reinforce the lifting systems, making sure the ship was stable. Lisa focused on decoding the symbols, using every tool she had. Claire studied the hull and its energy patterns, hoping to understand its origin. Then one night, something unexpected happened. A sudden pulse of light shot out from the ship into the sky. It was brief, but strong enough to be seen from miles away. The team rushed to the control room. The instruments showed massive energy readings, far beyond any human technology. Ben's jaw dropped. "This isn't just a ship," he said. "It's something else. Something powerful." Claire studied the readings. "It's as if it's waking up," she said. "After all this time, it knows we are here." Jack felt a shiver. The ship was no longer just a relic. It was alive in some way. Intelligent, perhaps. And it had noticed humanity. The implications were enormous. Lisa tried to focus on her work, but even she could not hide her excitement. "If we can communicate with it," she said, "we could learn more than any historian or scientist could ever imagine." As days passed, the pulses became more regular. The ship emitted low hums that seemed to resonate through the water, and even through the metal hulls of the submersibles. Jack called a meeting. "We need to decide how to proceed," he said. "This ship is no longer just an object. It's something we can't control fully, and we don't know what it wants." Claire suggested a cautious approach. "We can try to interface with its systems remotely," she said. "If it has been dormant for centuries, we might be able to communicate without risk. But we must be careful. This is beyond anything we've dealt with." Ben nodded in agreement. Lisa continued her study of the symbols. She realized that some were repeating in patterns that resembled communication codes. "Maybe it's trying to talk to us," she said. Jack considered this. The idea was both thrilling and terrifying. Humanity had never encountered anything like this. Finally, the team decided to begin a controlled exploration of the ship. A small hatch was carefully opened, revealing an interior that was perfectly preserved. The air inside was fresh, as if the ship had been waiting for someone to enter. Walls glowed faintly with soft light, and strange machines hummed quietly. Claire stepped inside first, her hands trembling with excitement. "This is incredible," she whispered. Ben followed, taking pictures and recording every detail. Lisa examined the symbols, noting that some seemed to react to their presence. Jack entered last, his eyes scanning every corner. The interior was unlike any human design. Curves and angles blended perfectly, and the technology seemed alive. Panels shifted slightly, as if acknowledging their presence. He felt a strange connection, as if the ship recognized him. The thought made him uneasy, but also filled him with awe. Suddenly, one of the panels lit up completely, showing a strange holographic map. Lines and dots moved across it, forming shapes that none of them could immediately understand. Claire gasped. "This is not from this world," she said. "These coordinates, they are not just locations. They are histories, timelines, and something else we can't even begin to comprehend." The team realized that the discovery was more than a sunken ship. It was a message, a record, and perhaps a guide. Jack looked at the faces of his team. They were all filled with a mix of fear, excitement, and wonder. Humanity had always wondered if it was alone. Now, the answer was not simple. The universe had left a gift, or a warning, beneath the waves of the Pacific Ocean. As night fell again, the ship pulsed with energy, brighter than ever. Jack, Ben, Lisa, and Claire stood outside, staring at it. The ocean seemed quieter, as if holding its breath. Jack whispered to himself, "Whatever this is, it chose to reveal itself to us." The team knew that the coming days would change everything. The world had been silent for centuries, but now, the deep ocean had something to tell humanity. Something that would stun the world. After days of careful observation, the Navy and the scientists decided to explore deeper inside the ship. Jack Hill led the team, along with engineer Ben Carter, science officer Lisa Morrow, and alien technology expert Claire Donovan. The hatch had been opened before, but now they wanted to go further, to reach the core of the vessel. The interior was unlike anything they had ever seen. Soft lights glowed along the walls, and the air was clean and fresh. The floor was smooth but solid, and strange symbols covered some panels, glowing faintly whenever someone approached. Claire touched one of the symbols, and a soft vibration ran through her hand. "It's as if the ship is alive," she said. Ben looked uneasy. "Alive? It's a machine," he said. Claire shook her head. "Maybe it's more than a machine." As they walked further, they found doors that opened automatically. The doors revealed rooms filled with strange devices. Some looked like machines humans could understand. Others seemed impossible. One room was filled with tubes that held a liquid glowing softly. Inside the liquid, there were shapes that moved slowly. Lisa leaned closer and gasped. "These look like DNA samples." Jack stepped forward. "DNA samples? Of what?" he asked. Claire examined them with her scanner. "These are human," she said slowly, "but not just any humans. Some of this DNA is ancient, from thousands of years ago. It seems the ship was storing it." Ben frowned. "Storing human DNA? Why? And who put it here?" Lisa studied the symbols along the wall. Some of them seemed to form sequences, like codes, almost like instructions. "I think this ship was watching humans," she said, "maybe protecting them or guiding them." The team moved carefully through the ship. Every step they took made the lights shift and glow in response. The deeper they went, the more complex the machines became. One room was filled with holographic displays. When Claire activated them, images appeared in the air. The images showed humans in different places, in different times. Ancient humans, hunting, building shelters, learning to farm. The ship had recorded everything. "This ship has been watching us for thousands of years," Claire said. Ben shook his head. "That's impossible. We've always thought humans were alone." Jack was quiet, thinking. "If this is true," he said finally, "then humans were never alone. Someone, or something, was always watching over us." They continued deeper and reached a central chamber. The room was large and circular, with a glowing platform in the middle. Symbols circled the platform, and energy pulsed from it slowly, like a heartbeat. Lisa approached carefully. "This must be the core," she said. "All the energy flows from here." Jack nodded. "Then, this is what we need to understand first. Maybe it will tell us why the ship is here." Claire touched the platform. And suddenly, a holographic figure appeared. It was humanoid, in shape, but shimmering and transparent. The figure looked at them with bright eyes, as if it could see every thought. Who are you?" Jack asked, his voice steady but full of awe. The figure spoke in a calm voice. "I am the guardian of this vessel. I was created to watch over your species." Ben stepped back. "Watch over humans? Why? What do you mean?" The guardian's eyes seemed to glow. "Long ago, your species was fragile. Many dangers threatened your survival. I was sent to protect and guide you, to ensure that humans could grow and reach this moment." Lisa looked shocked. So humans were not alone. "We were being guided?" The Guardian nodded. Yes. Your species was chosen for your adaptability, creativity, and courage. The information in this vessel was preserved to awaken only when you were ready to discover it yourselves. Jack's mind raced. So all of human history, our growth, you were influencing it? The Guardian paused. Not influencing directly, only guiding when needed. Your choices were always your own. I observed, preserved, and intervened only when survival was at stake. Claire looked at the Guardian. Why now? Why reveal yourself to us? The Guardian's gaze shifted to the four of them. One. Because you have found this vessel. Your species has grown strong enough to receive knowledge and tools needed to protect itself from dangers approaching your world. Ben frowned. Dangers? Like what? The Guardian's glow intensified. Others exist in the universe who see your planet as a resource, who see life as something to conquer. Your species is now capable of defense. The time has come to learn and to prepare. Lisa stepped closer. Prepare how? What can we do? The Guardian gestured, and a series of panels lit up. Schematics appeared, showing advanced technology, energy systems, and weaponry far beyond anything humans had built. This knowledge will give your people the ability to defend themselves. It is up to you to learn and to use it wisely. Claire studied the schematics, her hands trembling. This is incredible and terrifying. Humanity has never seen technology like this. It could change everything. Jack nodded. We have to bring this to the world, but carefully. If people panic, it could cause chaos. Ben added. And what about the Guardian? Is it going to help us use this technology? The Guardian's form shimmered. I will guide, but you will decide. The ship's systems are for humans to learn and to command. I will awaken fully when you are ready to use the power responsibly. The team spent days studying the systems. Claire worked on understanding how the ship's energy core functioned. Lisa tried to decode more of the symbols, which were now clearly a form of communication left for humans. Ben helped to integrate some of the ship's mechanisms with human technology, cautious but curious. Jack coordinated the efforts, thinking about how to introduce this knowledge safely to humanity. One evening, as the sun set over the ocean, Jack stood on the deck of the Navy ship, looking at the vessel they had recovered. The ship pulsed softly in response. As if acknowledging him, he thought about everything they had learned. Humanity had been watched for centuries, guided in small ways, and now the truth was finally revealed. He wondered how the world would react when the Guardian and the ship were fully revealed. Inside the vessel, the Guardian continued to observe, quietly waiting for humanity to prove it was ready. Claire, Lisa, and Ben continued their work, amazed at every new discovery. Every new panel opened a window into knowledge humans had never dreamed existed. The ship was not only a record of the past, but also a key to the future. Suddenly, a warning signal appeared on the ship's monitors. A bright pulse of light shot across the water, stronger than before. The Guardian's form solidified slightly. They are coming, it said. The team froze. Jack looked at Ben, Lisa, and Claire. We need to understand what this means. If the Guardian knows something we don't, we have to prepare. Claire examined the energy readings. These signals, they are from outside the solar system. Something approaching fast. The ship is alerting us. Ben's heart raced. Approaching? Like an attack? Lisa studied the symbols again. We don't know exactly, but the energy pattern matches defensive protocols. It's preparing for something. Jack took a deep breath. Then we have no time. We need to learn everything we can from this vessel, and from the Guardian. Humanity may need to defend itself sooner than we thought. 1. 1. The team worked tirelessly. They mapped the ship's systems, studied the ancient records, and documented every detail. Claire focused on how to interface human technology with the alien systems. Lisa tried to communicate directly with the Guardian through the symbols. Ben repaired and upgraded their equipment to handle the ship's strange energy. Jack coordinated the team, thinking about the future of humanity and the responsibility now in their hands. As night fell, the ship pulsed with energy, brighter than ever. Jack, Ben, Lisa, and Claire stood inside the central chamber, feeling the hum of power around them. The Guardian's presence was calm but strong. It was as if the ship was alive, waiting, and trusting humanity to prove itself. Jack looked around at his team. "We've discovered the truth about our past," he said quietly. "And now we have a choice about our future." The ocean outside remained calm, but deep below, the vessel held secrets that had been silent for thousands of years. Humanity had been observed, preserved, and guided. Now, with the Guardian awakened and the ship's knowledge at their fingertips, the world was about to change forever. The discovery inside the sunken spacecraft had stunned the team, and when humanity learned the truth, the entire planet would never be the same. The Guardian's warning hung over the team like a heavy cloud. Jack Hill, Ben Carter, Lisa Morrow, and Claire Donovan gathered in the central chamber of the ship, staring at the glowing platform. The energy pulses from the ship were stronger than ever, and the Guardian's form shimmered with intensity. "They are approaching," it repeated, its voice calm but firm. "You must learn quickly. Your species is capable of defending itself, but time is short." Jack ran his hands through his hair. "How fast? How much time do we have?" The Guardian's eyes glowed brighter. "Days, perhaps weeks. Your solar system will be under observation. You will see their approach. They are advanced and will test you. The knowledge in this vessel is your advantage. You must understand it and act." Ben felt a chill. "We don't even know what we're up against." Claire shook her head, but her eyes were focused. "We may not know yet, but the Guardian has given us tools and knowledge. We need to use them wisely. Humanity has never faced this, but we are not weak." Lisa studied the holographic panels again. "I've been decoding the symbols. Some of them explain defensive systems, weapons, shields, energy distribution, even propulsion far beyond our current capabilities. We can learn to use this, but it will take all of us working together." Jack nodded. "Then we start now. Every hour counts. We train, we learn, and we prepare. The world may not know it yet, but humanity is about to step into the larger universe." For the next few days, the team worked non-stop. Claire focused on understanding how the ship's energy core could power human systems. She found ways to integrate it with the Navy's vessels and equipment. Ben helped upgrade engines, weapons, and communication devices to handle alien energy. Lisa concentrated on decoding more of the symbols and translating them into usable instructions. Jack coordinated the efforts, balancing risk and progress. As the days passed, the Guardian began to teach them more directly. It opened channels of communication through the holographic panels. It demonstrated advanced tactics, explaining how energy could be shaped into defensive barriers, how ships could maneuver faster than light, and how small groups could resist larger, more powerful forces. The team was astonished. Everything they learned seemed impossible at first, but slowly, it became understandable. One evening, while they were reviewing the ship's star maps, the sensors picked up movement. Dots appeared on the holographic map, moving steadily toward the solar system. Ben frowned. "That's them," he said. Lisa leaned closer, her eyes wide. "They're coming fast. This could be the first real contact." and not friendly contact. Jack stared at the approaching shapes. We knew this might happen someday. Now it is here. We have to be ready. The Guardian explained more about the approaching species. They are known as the Velkar. They conquer and consume. Their technology is advanced, and they underestimate species like yours. But you are capable of more than you know. Your creativity and adaptability are your strength. Claire spoke up. How do we prepare an entire planet in days? The Guardian's voice was calm. You do not prepare an entire planet. You prepare those who can lead, and those who will follow, teach, empower, and unite. Humanity's strength is in its unity. Jack, Ben, Lisa, and Claire realized the enormity of the task. They were the first to know the truth, and they had to act quickly. Jack called a meeting with the Navy and selected civilian scientists. He explained what they had discovered, what the Guardian had said, and what was coming. At first, many were skeptical, but when the sensors showed the approaching fleet, doubt turned to shock. The next step was to integrate the ship's technology with human forces. The team divided tasks. Claire worked on the core and energy systems, making them compatible with human ships. Ben helped build hybrid engines and weapons. Lisa trained operators to understand alien symbols and defensive protocols. Jack coordinated tactical planning, preparing strategies for defense. As the team worked, the Guardian guided them. It showed them simulations of space battles, teaching them maneuvers and tactics far beyond human experience. The team learned quickly. Every mistake became a lesson. Every success built confidence. Humanity was learning not just to survive, but to fight smartly, using intelligence and creativity as much as power. Days passed, and the Velkar fleet drew closer. Their sensors showed dozens of ships, larger than anything humanity had ever built, moving with precision and strength. Jack gathered his team. This is it. We have learned as much as we can. Now it's time to put it to the test. We will defend our planet. We will show them that humanity is not weak. We will show them that Earth is protected. The first human ships retrofitted with the alien technology launched into orbit. The Guardian hovered above, guiding their movements. Energy shields shimmered around the vessels, and weapons fired with precision. Human pilots felt the difference immediately. Ships that once struggled to maneuver now moved with speed and control that felt unnatural, almost like the ships were alive themselves. Jack piloted the lead ship with Ben and Lisa in the command room, Claire monitoring the energy systems. The Velkar ships appeared on the horizon of space, massive and imposing. They did not know that humanity had grown beyond expectations. They were confident of victory. Jack took a deep breath. Remember what the Guardian taught us. Be smart, move quickly, and protect each other. This is our first test. The first engagement began. Human ships moved strategically, avoiding direct confrontation while using the alien technology to amplify their attacks. Shields bent incoming energy, and weapons struck with precision. The Velkar were surprised. They had expected humans to be easy prey, but these humans were different. Jack watched the battle unfold, realizing that the Guardian's lessons were working. Humans could adapt and overcome, even against overwhelming odds. Ben monitored the engines and weapons, making real-time adjustments to maximize efficiency. Lisa coordinated communications, ensuring all ships moved in sync. Claire observed the energy distribution, tweaking the shields to absorb more damage. The team worked together, not just as individuals, but as a single unit, guided by the Guardian. After hours of combat, the Velkar began to retreat. Their attacks became less organized, their confidence shaken. Jack saw the opportunity and ordered a counterattack. Human ships pressed forward, using speed, strategy, and the alien-enhanced weapons, one by one. The Velkar ships were disabled or forced to retreat. The Guardians' guidance and the team's leadership had turned the tide. As the battle ended, the team looked at the results. Not a single human ship was lost, though some were damaged. The Velkar had been forced to withdraw. Humanity had won its first battle in space. Jack, Ben, Lisa, and Claire felt a mix of relief and pride. The Guardian's voice echoed softly in the command room. "You have proven your strength. Humanity is capable of survival and defense. Continue to learn. Continue to grow. The universe will test you again, but you are ready." Number. Jack looked out at the stars, knowing this was only the beginning. The ship they had recovered, the knowledge they had gained, and the Guardian's guidance had changed everything. Humanity had discovered its place in the universe, not as prey, but as a force to be reckoned with. The solar system was safe, at least for now, and humans had proven that their creativity, courage, and unity could overcome even the most advanced threats. The team returned to Earth, but the mission did not end. They worked to expand knowledge, train new pilots, and prepare for future threats. Humanity had awakened, and the Guardian continued to watch, guiding them carefully. The world would soon learn the truth about the sunken spacecraft, the Guardian, and the technology that had saved them. Jack, standing on the deck of the Navy ship once more, looked at the ocean. The sun was rising, reflecting on the water. He smiled, thinking of the journey ahead. Humanity had been given a gift, a challenge, and a responsibility. The Guardian's voice reminded him, "Your strength lies not in your power, but in your mind, your unity, and your courage. Never forget this." Ben and Lisa joined him, exhausted but determined. Claire approached, holding a tablet with new schematics. "We have work to do," she said. Jack nodded. "Yes. But for the first time, I feel ready. Humanity is ready." Together, they looked at the horizon, knowing that the universe was vast, dangers were real, but humanity had finally stepped into its true place. No longer alone, no longer vulnerable, they were ready to face whatever came next. The Guardian's presence remained, not as a ruler, but as a guide. The first true space battle had been won, but it was also a lesson. The universe was full of challenges, but humans were capable of greatness beyond imagination. As the sun rose higher, Jack, Ben, Lisa, and Claire returned to the command room. The team prepared for the next mission, knowing that each day brought new knowledge, new threats, and new opportunities. Humanity was awakening, and the stars were no longer distant, they were within reach. After the first battle, humanity had a new sense of purpose. Jack Hill, Ben Carter, Lisa Morrow, and Claire Donovan worked tirelessly to share the knowledge they had gained from the Guardian. The world was cautious at first. Governments argued, scientists questioned, and civilians wondered if humanity could handle the truth. But the demonstration of human strength in space silenced most doubts. The alien ship, now fully integrated with human systems, became a hub of learning. Young engineers, pilots, and scientists were trained using its technology. The Guardian continued to guide them, showing not just how to use the systems, but why. Jack oversaw the training, emphasizing discipline, creativity, and teamwork. He knew that the next challenges would be greater than anything they had faced so far. Ben and Claire worked together to retrofit human ships. Energy cores from the alien vessel powered engines, shields, and weapons. Old battleships that once patrolled the oceans were now equipped to travel in space, faster and stronger than ever. Lisa focused on decoding additional symbols from the ship. Many revealed defensive protocols and tactical strategies that could allow a small fleet to defend entire planets. Humanity was learning faster than anyone had imagined. One morning, Jack gathered the team in the central chamber. The Guardian pulsed softly, acknowledging their work. "The Velkar have withdrawn for now," Jack said, "but they will return. We need to prepare humanity to face them and any others without fear. You have proven your strength. Now the world must see it. Share knowledge, unite your people, and expand your reach. Only through unity can your species survive the challenges ahead." Jack knew the announcement could not wait. He addressed global leaders through a secure channel. He spoke calmly, explaining what they had found in the sunken spacecraft, the Guardian's purpose, and the technology now available. There was shock and disbelief. But the live demonstration of alien-enhanced ships and systems convinced even the skeptics. Humanity had allies, power, and a chance to stand on its own in the galaxy. The world reacted in waves. Some feared the changes, some embraced them, and some plotted to control the technology for themselves. Jack worked closely with leaders to ensure the technology would be used responsibly. He emphasized cooperation and warned against division. Ben, Lisa, and Claire traveled between bases, training humans and sharing lessons learned from the Guardian. Slowly, the planet began to unite under a new understanding. Humans were no longer alone, and they had a responsibility to defend their home. As the months passed, humanity built a fleet. The alien ship became the central command. Its systems, teaching humans advanced energy, manipulation, faster-than-light travel, and defensive strategies. Smaller ships learned to synchronize with the main vessel, forming an interlinked network capable of responding to any threat. Pilots trained tirelessly, learning to trust both their instincts and the alien systems. One day, the sensors picked up movement in deep space. Dots appeared, slowly, advancing toward the solar system. The team watched quietly, knowing this might be the Velkar returning. Jack stood at the command console. "This is our chance to test what we've learned," he said. Ben and Lisa nodded. Claire adjusted energy cores, making sure shields and weapons were at full capacity. The fleet moved into position, a combination of human ships and alien-enhanced vessels. As the Velkar fleet appeared, Jack gave the order. Ships moved with precision, shields glowing, weapons ready. Humans acted not out of fear, but out of confidence. The Guardian guided from the central ship, but humans executed the maneuvers. Energy beams bent through space, creating barriers and traps. The Velkar were strong, but they had underestimated humanity's adaptation. Humans had learned quickly, and were no longer easy prey. The battle raged. But unlike before, humanity had strength and strategy. Ships worked together, defending planets and attacking weak points. Ben monitored energy flows, adjusting in real time. Lisa coordinated tactics, and Claire managed core stability. Jack led the fleet, using intelligence, courage, and unity to guide his team. After hours of combat, the Velkar began to retreat, damaged and confused. Humanity had won again, stronger and more confident than before. After the battle, the world celebrated cautiously. Humanity had stepped onto the galactic stage, proving that it could defend itself. The Guardian's presence remained, but it no longer acted as a guide for every action. To adapt and think creatively. Jack, Ben, Lisa, and Claire reflected on how far they had come. They had discovered a sunken ship, learned from an ancient guardian, and now humanity stood as a united force capable of survival in the universe. The alien ship's systems continued to teach. Humans built new technologies, inspired by the vessel. Space stations, defensive grids, and energy networks expanded. Pilots trained not just for defense, but for exploration. Humanity was no longer bound to Earth. Planets, moons, and distant stars were within reach. Jack often looked at the stars, thinking of the possibilities. The universe was vast, full of danger, but also full of opportunity. Claire worked on expanding the energy systems further, making them safe and reliable. Ben trained engineers to maintain the hybrid technology. Lisa focused on communications, ensuring that humans could coordinate across vast distances. Jack coordinated fleets, missions, and training. Slowly, humanity became a force in space, not just for survival, but for progress. News of humanity's achievements spread. The public learned about the sunken ship and the Guardian. Fear turned to pride as people realized that humans were capable of incredible things. Scientists studied the technology. Students learned advanced physics and engineering inspired by the alien ship. And civilians looked to the stars with hope rather than fear. Humanity had awakened, and it was ready for the future. One evening, Jack stood on the deck of the central ship, watching the stars. Ben joined him, handing over a datapad. "The fleets are ready," he said. Lisa came up next. "And the training programs are running smoothly," she added. Claire approached, smiling. "Humanity is stronger than anyone imagined." Jack nodded, looking at the glowing ship that had started it all. "And this is just the beginning," he said. "The universe is vast, but humans are ready to meet it. We are no longer alone, and we are no longer weak." The Guardian spoke softly, its voice resonating in the chamber. "Humanity has learned, adapted, and proven its worth. Your species is ready. The stars are yours to explore, to protect, and to understand. Continue to grow, continue to unite, and never forget the strength within yourselves." Jack, Ben, Lisa, and Claire watched as the sun rose over Earth, reflecting on the ocean that had once hidden the ancient ship. The waves sparkled, as if celebrating humanity's awakening. The discovery that had stunned the world had transformed it. Humans had been watched for centuries, guided in secret, and now they were ready to take their place among the stars. With the Guardian's guidance, the alien ship, and humanity's own determination, the solar system became a safe and thriving hub. Fleets patrolled the planets, energy shields protected cities, and humans ventured further into space than ever before. New colonies were planned, exploration missions launched, and knowledge expanded. Humanity had proven that it could rise above challenges, adapt to new technology, and unite when needed. Jack often thought back to the first moment they saw the sunken ship hidden in the deep ocean. At that moment, no one could have imagined what it would lead to. But now, standing at the dawn of a new era, he understood. Humanity had been given a choice, and it had taken it. The world had been stunned by the discovery inside the ship, but now, the universe itself would witness humanity's rise. The team worked on expanding fleets and teaching new leaders. The Guardian continued to offer guidance, but humans learned to rely on each other as much as on the ancient wisdom. Fleets moved in formation. Cities were shielded, and the solar system was protected. Humanity had stepped into a new chapter, not as prey or passive observers, but as active participants in the galaxy. As night fell over Earth, Jack, Ben, Lisa, and Claire looked at the stars. The alien ship pulsed softly, a reminder of the discovery that had changed everything. Humans had learned to defend themselves, to innovate, and to unite. The universe was vast, full of dangers and wonders, but humanity was ready. And so, Humanity stood strong. The ocean had given up its secret. A guardian had awakened, and the people of Earth had learned, grown, and proven their strength. The world had been stunned, but it had also been transformed. The stars were no longer distant and unreachable. They were the stage for humanity's new journey, and humanity was ready to take that journey together, as one united species, capable of protecting itself, exploring the unknown, and rising above every challenge. The Guardian's voice echoed one final time. You have proven yourselves. Continue to learn, to adapt, and to defend. The universe watches, but now it knows. Humans are not to be underestimated. Jack smiled, feeling the weight of responsibility and the thrill of discovery. We are ready, he said. Ben, Lisa, and Claire nodded. Humanity had been changed forever. The stars awaited. And for the first time, humans looked at them not with fear, but with hope, courage, and determination. The discovery that had stunned the world had made it stronger, wiser, and united. The future was now theirs.